Hello. The Divine Code reading for March 8th, pages 549 and 550. We are in the chapter Prohibitions related to being alone with a female partner. Topic number 5. The main restriction against seclusion applies to a married woman and another man, since Gentiles are liable to the severe prohibition of adultery. So there's a structure, there's a main root of this prohibition, and then there's also the branches. There's the other stuff that's logically connected to it. The main part of the prohibition is a man being secluded with a married woman. It is righteous to extend this seclusion between a single woman and a married or single man, since they become aroused, lest they become aroused to commit a licentious action with each other, since people's hearts are naturally drawn to this. It is therefore the practice of pious people to be especially cautious. So while the main restriction is between a man and a married woman, because that's the most severe, just in general, we do not wish for licentiousness within society, and therefore people that are concerned about being proper should also prohibit themselves from being with anybody that they may be drawn towards. And this should be done in a most cautious manner, but this would also go into more of the laws of concerning modesty, but it's the same idea. And this specifically is a subsection of modesty where people should just not be in seclusion with each other. Topic number 6. The prohibition and restrictions against seclusion apply to the woman just as they apply to the man. Just as the precepts of the previous chapter regarding forbidden contact and immodesty between forbidden partners. So it's just part of the area of modesty between people that they should not find themselves in these situations. Living modestly, behaving modestly towards other people would require people not to be in seclusion, people that may be a problem with, that they should not be in seclusion, and this would apply both to women as well as to men. Topic number 7. During the daytime, the prohibition against seclusion only applies in a closed place, or in an area where it is unlikely that anyone else will pass by. But in a place where the door is open, or there is a large window that is uncovered, and it is likely that a person will pass by and see all that is happening. In a room with clear visibility. This is in the Shulchan Aruch of an Ezer, chapter 22. There is no prohibition for a forbidden partner to be alone together in that place. Ezer Mikodesh, Evan HaEzer, chapter 22, and Miskaret HaShulchan 152:10. So if it's an area where there's people that are passing by and it's visible, then that does not constitute seclusion. This applies in the daytime or at night in a lit up room that is adjacent to an area in the main street where people pass by constantly. Briket Yosef Ibn Ezer 22:10. But where these conditions are not met, it is not possible and it is not possible for people to see what transpires inside. There is no passerby who will be able, or there are no passerbys who will be able to see into the room. The restriction against seclusion applies. That's the response of Ravaz, Volume 1, Chapter 121, Biar Hayavitz, Evan Azer, 22:9, in the name of Knesset HaGedula. If the room is closed but not locked, and there are regularly people coming in and out during the hours that the man and the woman are together inside, there is no prohibition of seclusion, since they will be afraid of being discovered. Responsa of Radvaz, that's also Volume 1, Chapter 121. Responsa of Mabit, Volume 1, Part 287. Beyond Zion, Volume 1, Chapter 138. Evan Makodesh Shokan Orok, Evan Azer, 22:9. If this is not the case, the closed door is considered that it is locked, and the prohibition of seclusion applies. So it all has to do with the possibility of traffic. If there are people coming in or out, or if there's a reasonable expectation that people are coming in and out, then this rule does not apply at this case. Now, in the area of modesty, men and women need to be very cautious, even if it's in a public area. Even if it's out in the open, now, they're not going to be engaging in licentious behavior there, but they could be engaging in lighthearted activities that could lead them down the road. But what we're looking at here specifically is in the area of seclusion in order to prevent licentiousness in a direct manner. There are rabbinic authorities who say that a window or a door open to the public area only helps for a married woman and another man who are unfamiliar with each other. But if they know each other and are comfortable with each other, such as relatives, a man and a woman who are raised together, or a man and his remarried divorcee, or close friends. If either one of them is immodest, they are forbidden to be alone together in that situation. Hilkot Mekonik, Evan Azer, 22:13. There are also authorities who are more lenient about that situation. Taz Evan Ha'ezer, 22:8. Mikrit Yosef brought in Pishkui to Teshuva Evan Azer, 22:9. And one may rely on the lenient opinion in a time of temporary necessity. So this whole area of modesty, it's and the prohibition of seclusion, it's not a hard set rule, and it's very difficult to make rules that apply to each time in a clear way. Therefore, the basic idea is to not be in situations where people might behave immodestly towards each other. That's a basic thing. In the area of seclusion, if there's immodesty is a possibility, seclusion tends to draw out immodesty. So people that are comfortable in an immodest way towards each other need to be extra cautious, and the air needs to be on the side of caution. That's the basic rule in this area, and we need to be more cautious than we think. If we think that we are on a certain level, we need to behave as if we're not quite on that level, because we all have these things within us that are liable to go towards immodesty. Topic number 9. If a married woman and another man are the only people in a house with 2 bedrooms, the man should not sleep in one room and the married woman sleep in the other room, even if each locks their own room separately. and each one would be unable to gain access to the other's room without consent. Nevertheless, if the outside door is locked, or it is unlikely that anyone else will happen to walk in, they should not be secluded in this way, since they may be drawn into sinning with each other. See Igrit Moshe Even Ezer, Volume 4, 6519. So even if the people are in a house, it's a secluded house, but they have bedrooms and they're locked towards each other, just because they're within the same house, there's a possibility of immodesty, and therefore that should be avoided. And especially the rules are especially more stringent if it's a married woman with a man other than her husband. Then in that case, because of the severity of the punishments involved, there needs to be even extra caution in that area. Thank you.